What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Oh, grown women still living in fantasy land. Okay, here's my thing. Women still feel like, you're a man. You need to approach me. You need to call me. You need to take me out. You need to approach me again. You need to call me again. You need to take me out again. You need to approach me again. You need to call me again. You need to take me out again. You need to approach me again. You need to call me again. You need to take me out again. And you see how this starting to get repetitive. At some point, we're adults. And here's the thing: if you like somebody, you're gonna act like it. And sometimes I think women are caught in a fantasy land if they think, you know, you are prize and you're the prize alone. Like, I don't think a lot of you ladies really take into consideration what guys want, what guys need, what guys like. I think to a degree you're stuck in a fantasy land that being a woman makes you more important. And because you're a woman, that makes you more important. You don't have to worry about the opposite sex. Where here's the problem with that: how do you expect to have actually deal with the opposite sex if you really don't give a fuck about what the opposite sex wants? So I think that's counterproductive. I really do. I think a lot of women have made up in their minds that a man needs to do everything for them and them do nothing for him. He needs to bring everything to the table, and everything she brings to the table is for her and her alone. And I don't understand. I mean, and you actually think this is gonna work with a guy? If you make, I don't. Okay, let's put it like this: if you make $50,000 a year, he makes $50,000 a year, and you expect him to pay all the bills, wouldn't that leave him show? That would leave you in excess and him, you know, depleted and diminished, right? Because now he's not taking care of one person on $50,000 a year. He's taking care of two people on $50,000 a year. And now your $50,000 a year is still going to you. So you're actually in a surplus. Let's just say you're getting $75,000 in a year and he's living off of 25. And the trade-off is that you're around and you have sex from time to time. This is not gonna work, ladies. It's not. If you want to go out on a date with a guy and and you expect him to pay, fine. Then you go on another date, you expect him to pay, fine. You go on another date, you expect him to pay, fine. You do it again, fine. But let me explain something to you. The dates are gonna get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Why? Because at some point you have to show initiative too. See, females get caught up in this thing where females think because they are females they don't have to show any initiative. And where a lot of people talk about guys say, you like the bad boy or like the baller or like it's something different. I don't know. But what it is really at the end of the day is with a certain kind of guy you show initiative. Like with a certain kind of guy, you pick up a telephone and call him. With a certain kind of guy, you tell him to come see you. With a certain kind of guy, you say, look, I want to come and see you. With a certain kind of guy, you are willing to go out of your way to show that you actually care about them. But when it comes to the quote unquote man's man or real world man or fantasy guy, women don't do anything for him. You know, if he has to be a breadwinner, that means she doesn't have to bring any bread. That means she doesn't have to take care of herself. That means if they have a family together, she's dependent all on him. That means then if she leaves him, he owes her for picking her, and he owes the kids for having the kids with her. You see, at some point, you got to ask yourself, you know, this is not fair, but ask yourself, what why would people keep getting involved in that process? See, a lot of women are single not because of men and women not being able to cohabitate. It's more so because women are not caring. The entitlement has crossed the line that we drew in the sand as men already. You get what I mean? Because at some point, I don't think, and I'm gonna take it to a degree on this. If a man takes a woman out on a date and she acts like a jerk, would you still expect him to pay? Is that the that's what men are supposed to do. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, how many times have guys went out of their way to get to know somebody by taking them out? And I'm not saying it costs a lot of money or a little money, but what I'm saying is the effort put into it gets old with people who don't necessarily. I don't know you. I'm trying to get to know you. You're being a total bitch, but you want me to pay for you to be a bitch. And a lot of times, a lot of women get used to being bitches and getting their way in life from being bitches and not realizing that, hey, guess what? I don't want to date a bitch. I don't want to be in a relationship with a bitch. I don't want to be married to a bitch. But you thinking that bitch is the way to go. Well, guess what? I gotta go. I'm done. And I feel like at some point, I mean, it's gonna hit the fan because I'm seeing far too many women who either age, have too many kids, or they get bitter because they look back. And this is where it gets weird because they look back at all of the men that they had the chance to date, and all of the men they had the chance to involve themselves with, and all of the reasons why they didn't. And the maturity looks back like that wasn't smart. And then they're looking forward for maybe I can meet another guy. And the problem is, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with a lot of you ladies. The problem is, at a certain point, reality sets in with women far too late with the men that they want. When you're young, the fantasy is good, but as you grow to a certain age, see when men's minds start to get change their mentality, women are still in fantasy land. If a man's looking for companionship and teamwork and love, women looking for to a degree a sugar daddy with a ring, and that's not gonna mix, and it causes a whole lot of confusion. And I'm just trying to say these are some of the reasons why. All right.